This next question is directed to all three of you again. As we know, education is a key component of economic development. Businesses want to start to relocate here, and they want to come to an area where there are good schools. If elected, you will be representing a district that includes part of the Atlanta public school system. Considering the recent cheating events, do you have a plan to address the failure of APS?
I think I was fortunate to get to hear Errol Davis just the other day, and hear he laid out his plan about how to address this. And one of the things he did raise that I think is very important is he said we need to make it easier to get rid of people that need to be gotten rid of, and of course hire people that need to be hired. And I would support him on that, and if there was any sort of legislation that needed to be passed to help him with that, that's key. I mean, we can't continue to retain people we know have cheated in such a manner as they did. Another thing that I would want to help them with is pushing our state advocacy, if you will, on digital learning and other free market techniques. I mean, I think that the charter school movement is going to be great indirectly for APS, because if the community wants to come together and put together a charter school, which they have in many cases in Atlanta, then that will create natural competition with the school district. And so, you know, I think pushing digital learning, I know in Decatur, in DeKalb schools, they have had to fire so many people that they don't have enough teachers to teach, and so kids are having to get crowded into schools. And so digital learning would be a great opportunity to educate students, because you can get that best teacher in the country to be piped in electronically.
You know, we're in an interesting district. The 6th district is Cobb, basically 50% of Cobb and 50% of Fulton. So you've got two totally different situations with, you know, when you talk about parents in the Cobb side, they don't even want to think about Atlanta public schools. And then you're over in, you know, the Fulton side, and the parents are struggling to find answers. So I'm totally for school choice on the. So I guess let me back up. What I'm trying to say is there are two totally different issues, and for me, school choice should still be for the entire district. I think we've got to be careful not separating the districts. Accountability is big also. And what I mean by that is we've got to get the parents involved. I know they're involved at the PTA level, but Mr. Davis, Errol Davis, he is. I've been reading some of his literature, you know, his latest comments on this. He wants the parents totally involved. Like, you know, pick a small group, have almost like a church group. I'm thinking of, you know, my own church, but, you know, you have little small groups of parents for each grade. So I'm for that, and I'm for really just letting both of the districts be the same, but we have to take the strengths from Cobb and really build off that to help the Fulton side.
I got to know Errol Davis when he was head of the Board of Regents, and then we served together on the Medical College of Georgia Board, and I have a lot of faith in him. I think he's a good man. I think he's doing a good job. The last thing I would want to do is make his job harder by injecting politics into it in what he's trying to do. But that said, I think the issue of education reform is one that cuts across APS, Fulton County schools, and Cobb County schools. One of the things we lack in education is transparency. Try to find out how your school system is spending its money. It's very difficult to do. Try to find out these test scores and how the test is being taken. It's very tough to do. So what I would propose is somewhat of a deal. I'll be the first to tell you that at the state level in the Georgia General Assembly, we don't have all the answers on education. The people that know that best are the parents and the students that are in the schools today. So what our job should be is to create as many options for them as possible, whether it's online learning, charter schools, school choice. But we need to acknowledge within our own party that our answers aren't one size fits all. What we should be doing is empowering districts and parents to have the freedom to choose what options they want, and then make sure the parents know what those options are. They need to see what they can do to educate their child. They need to see what available schools are there for them, what means of learning are there for them, and as importantly, they need to understand what's going on in their school system. I think that's something that cuts across APS. I think Errol's doing a good job, although I would also institute a policy on redistricting and give parents a voice in that too.
Thank you, Josh. And we'll just keep